All right, sports fans, we're going to get into the NBA in a second. I want to go back a couple weeks with the Lions. I am so proud of this team. But, man, Hutch, I'll tell you what, and I've decided I am a selfish bastard. That is for sure, because I got up on Monday morning after that great win against Dallas. And here I am thinking to myself and the Lions, and not one thought about Hutch. And then 2 minutes later, it's like, oh, shit, Hutch. I'm so sorry about that, buddy. Uh, we're so good, so good. But I can't believe this happened to you. Get well soon. But it just goes to show you, I wasn't even thinking of the person. I was thinking how this, affects the Lions. And then you go to Minnesota next week. And I kept on saying all week, let's not do anything hasty yet. Let's see what we got. And somebody might step up. And then on our first drive, we do a fake punt. And I went on a 10-minute rant on the coach on you have no faith in your defense. This was absolutely the last thing you should do. Could not believe it. Sorry, Dan Campbell. Not one thought came in. This might be the time to catch him off guard. This would set the tone for the game. No thoughts like that. I just simply want things to go the way I want them to go. I'm that selfish. But it's, of course, if that happened, we'd be 16-0 every year and win every Super Bowl. So I apologize for those things. Now, I do want to talk about you guys. You guys are better than I thought you would be, and you could be so much more better. I don't know if we realize the situation that we have, which is why when I hear things like three first pick round or three first picks for Max Crosby or going after somebody like that, that is going to derail what they've done to put us in this position to begin with. We don't want to do that. In my mind, I'm not going to put down other Lions fans. If you want a big splash, Max Crosby's a hell of a player. Going after somebody big. Don't think I haven't thought of Bosa and Hutch on the same team, but that's $75 million bookends on your defense. It's just not feasible. But that would be cool. Michigan on one side, Ohio State on the other. That'd be awesome. But I've thought of stuff like that. But I think right now is to do as little as possible to continue to sign the players that you need. Here's the thing you see the board behind me. That's what fascinates me. Teams that are able to have dynasties, to win Super Bowls, and what they do to become those great teams. It has always fascinated me. Maybe because I'm a Lions fan and I have not had many, chances to do that. Now, if you're out there saying Lions haven't won anything, I realize that. I'm just saying they have the potential to be good for the next 5 years. So do the Packers. So I'll get into that later, but I think those two teams down the road, look out, NFL. That's all I got to say. But that would be doing as little as possible, unless the J.J. Watt thing made sense to me. Think about this. So whatever money you pay him comes off your books at the end of the year. So you'd still have the money to sign the rest of the players. We're eventually going to have to make decisions on who we sign and who we don't. Now, next year would be Hutch and JMO, I'm assuming. But you got a phenom in the defensive backfield, Branch. When he's on the field, seriously, quarterbacks are holding the ball a quarter of a second longer. One person. Now, that was with Hutch. I didn't do it this week. That's incredible. But your instincts, you're the real deal. I am so impressed with you, and I think you're just going to get better. I really do. So all these going, the JJ thing made sense because the money come off the books. I believe Dan Campbell was very serious on bad apples coming into his locker room. I do not believe that would be the case. I believe actually he'd be a veteran presence on a very young defense. Maybe only played 20, 25 snaps. And he's one of the best players I've ever seen at that position. Either that, or if you're going to make a big splash, go for his brother. I don't know how feasible that is, or I'm sure Pittsburgh wouldn't want to get rid of him. But what I'm saying is to keep the money the way that it is, to sign Hutch, to sign Jamal, to sign Branch, and others coming along. We need to be very careful here. Now, on on JJ's side, I know he nixed it, said, he's enjoying retirement, and I get it. But I thought he would have thought about this one. This is the golden goose. They could make movies about this. Can you see a beefed up Brad Pitt and playing JJ, and I can see Magic Mike playing Hutch? I mean, if he were to come back and they were to see this through for the city of Detroit, I got to believe a guy like JJ, more than coming back to get a ring, it'd be coming back to chase the ring. I think he would enjoy that more. And with this team is, if not the best team in football, it's one of three. And is one of three or four, I'll go. Legitimate shot. I thought that would have made sense. I thought he might actually think about that. But do as little as possible, in my mind. See what we can do. I know fans want it right now, but this team has got a window of 5 years that is just going to be incredible. Just going to be incredible. I love you guys, man. I really do. We can do this. All right, now I want to go to Jerry Jones. So Jerry Jones, all this shit was for you. So you had said something on your radio show before the Detroit game. Used our word grit. Said something else. Just kind of got to me. So I was going to have a little fun with you. But then on the pregame on Sunday, I heard they were going to come in and interview you and that it was your birthday. So I paused the TV. Wanted to come back and hear it. And when I come back in, your eyes are closed and you're kind of doing one of those and you got like flies on you and shit. And I'm going, oh shit. Scared the hell out of me, man. So I pushed play. So happy to see you blink, dude. Thought we lost the great Jerry Jones. But then your day just went to shit. Just went to shit. I know, right? Your birthday. Happy birthday to you. So I just couldn't do it. I wasn't going to make jokes on you on a bad day anyways. But what I do, Jerry, is I'm so emotional when I watch my Lions games that I actually watch them all the way through. Then I'll watch some other football. Then I'll watch it again to actually get my takes. So I got to watch your team play twice. You would think that would be horrible because, 47-9, you're not going to see much. Actually, it wasn't as bad as you might have thought. There are some areas where you guys you got to play with what you got now. You got a lot of injuries. I don't know whether it's, selling out for the run and getting burned on the pass a little bit. Somehow you got to get the ball to CD Lamb in stride within 8 yards, and that is so freaking hard to do. I don't know what you would do to accomplish that, but those are the things that I'm sure that your coaching staff or your circle of whoever you listen to are telling you. But there was some things that I saw that, look, you got San Francisco this week. You're 3-3. I heard people last week saying that the only team you can beat is Carolina. I ain't going that far. You're 3-3. If you take out the Niners, you're still looking at a shot at your division. I don't know how good Washington is. I don't. But I think you're right there with the Eagles. They have not impressed me. So all hope is not lost. And I agree with you on a lot of things. See, you're interesting because I always pick the player I would like to meet on other teams. For your team, it would be you. I just think you would be awesome to meet. Just that kind of dude. But I think you scare the piss out of people, man. And a great man once told me that if you're scaring people, are they really telling you what they think, or are they telling you what they think you want to hear? And I just hope that that is not happening, because I'm with you. I I'm with you on the running back. I don't think that Henry would have worked in your system as well. I think if Henry's lost anything, it's those first two steps. That's why he's so far back in the backfield. Once he gets to that third step, God, he's so good. Now, I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't think he was going to be this good. I mean, he has been absolutely outstanding. I think you need like a quick hitting back. I'm not saying to get rid of your other backs, but you need somebody that hits that hole instantly. A Pacheco, whatever his name is. I know he's hurt in with the Chiefs, but somebody like that. Somebody that hits the hole real quick. But what I'm saying is that I saw some bright spots when rewatching that game. I think his number is 2. I think his name is Lewis. You should tell that guy. I'm sure he's a tough son of a bitch. I'm sure he is. He wants to fight after every play. I'm sure he can kick the shit out of a lot of people. But if he spent some more time on his technique, I think that guy could be a real decent player in the NFL. So, Jerry, all hope is not lost. I wish you the best. And I would like to talk to you sometime. Probably never going to happen. Now I want to go to your fans. Okay. Everybody knows I like to have fun. But rest in peace. Rest in peace, Hutch. Wow, man. That's harsh. But he can't get to me. My skin's too thick. You can say whatever the hell you want. And what are you getting mad at? Because I called you delicate? You guys are delicate. Look what they show on TV. Look what they show on TV. I don't run into cowboy fans at biker bars. No, I run into them at Pottery Barn or IKEA, Crate and Barrel, something like that. You're delicate. That's what you are. If you can't take, you want to come at me, that's fine. But that's all I said. Don't take it back. But, yeah, I can take anything. Excuse me. Now, I do want to talk about Tua. Tua is not going to wear the helmet condom. He's not. I'm not surprised. It's a bad look. If you ever saw that movie, Major League, there's when Charlie Sheen gets the glasses on and they make a joke because they look horrible, but he says, well, at least you can see. And Wesley Snipes goes, it ain't that important. Well, these things do kind of look dorky. But I am surprised that there isn't a rule that if you have multiple concussions, that you would have to wear that thing. Very surprised. But as of now, and the people that are coming out against Tua, saying that he shouldn't, that's his decision, man. Football is a dangerous sport. It is. The concussions are not going to go away. It's something you sign up for. Might not be right. And I'm not saying, and player safety is everything. I'm not trying to take anything away from player safety. I'm just saying if the man wants to play, he should have everybody's blessings. You can worry. I'm worried. But if I had his God-given talent, I'd want to play. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would. I mean, he's great. Okay. NBA is here. So I have spent the last 2 weeks watching the preseason. I watched 2 games last night. Got my Currys out. We play tonight. I don't know how good. Not sure how good the Warriors are going to be this year. I know we're deep, but I'm not going to talk about them. I want to talk about the Boston Celtics. Man, everybody in the NBA better worry about this because I've seen what happens to a great team, and I'm talking great, and then they get confidence. I've seen it happen with the Warriors. Now, the one thing I disagree on is I have them heavily favored this year, and I might have them favored next year. We get after that, I'm not going to favor them for the next 5 years like I heard last night. Part of the reason is because of the Warriors. So I compare these two teams. So I compare the Celtics to what the Warriors were when we got Durant. And what happened was, well, we won 2 championships. You guys just won 1. Say you win another, that's two. We were on our way to winning a third, and we got injured. But I'm not so sure we would have won that third anyways. Remember, this is way back when Kawhi used to play basketball. And when he used to play, I mean, he was awesome. He's so much easier to deal with when he's on the bench. But he doesn't play no more. But back then, that wasn't a guarantee we were going to win that one. But what happened to us in that third year, I saw other teams get better, figure you out a little bit, and then our bench depleted. You pay your top 6 guys so much money that what you pay your bench is bare minimum. And I believe the same thing is going to happen to the Celtics. But they don't need to worry about that this year. That's for sure. That is one hell of a team. Now, if you're looking in the East, so they played what I think might be their toughest competition day one. You can't take too much on day one. But I do think New York. I think Philadelphia. I heard what Embiid says. We'll see what happens. I think that's another team. There is a pesky Indiana team that could cause some problems. And then if I'm going for a dark horse in the East, it would be Miami. But can you call them a dark horse when they've been in like 3 of the last 6 or 7 finals? I don't know. But that would be their problem in the East. Basically, they're not going to have any. They're just, that Indiana team is interesting because they create some problems for a lot of teams. So we go to the West. We already know I'm not going to talk about my Warriors because I don't know yet. Deep. I know we're deep. But I am going to throw out a few teams. OKC on paper, if I had to pick in preseason, I'm going to take OKC. The way they're constructed, Shea Alexander definitely shot at the MVP this year. We'll get into that in just a second. But Holmgren, the whole way that they're put together, I just think are a solid team. But they're young. So I'm also going to be rooting for Dallas. I mean, they got my guy Clay. Luka's the one guy in the NBA, wouldn't even want to interview him. Wouldn't even want to talk basketball. I just want to have a beer with him. Just want to hang. The guy's just cool shit. And then I'm going to throw out Denver. Here's the thing. I think what got Denver last year, when you make those long runs in the finals, to go to the finals, you're looking at another 20 games. You're looking at a quarter of the season. I believe that caught up with them last year. I believe they'll be much more ready for that this year. Boston doesn't need to worry about that because they're so young. It's not going to affect them like it did Denver. Denver could be back again. The Joker is the best player in basketball, I think. Sorry, Luka. Sorry to, other people. Sorry about the cough, people. Okay. But I am going to throw a dark horse. Zion Williamson. I think the Pelicans they're going to be my dark horse over Phoenix. If he stays healthy, plays 70 some odd games, the guy is unstoppable. He is absolutely a beast. I love watching him. If I were him, I would talk to Steph Curry because I think you're getting injured from the way you land. I could be wrong. I'm no doctor. Talk to somebody smarter than me and see if I might even have any validity there. But I think it's from the way you land. You go back to the first 2 years when Curry was in the league. Curry had huge ankle problems. And I believe subconsciously or consciously, he taught himself how to fall. That's why you see him on the ground so much. So it's harder on his body, but it protects his ankles. I'm thinking if you talk to somebody smarter than me and say, hey, maybe there's something you can do, because I think injuries are the only thing holding you back from being in MVP conversations and everything like that. You're so impressive, dude. You really are. But we are going to talk about the MVP. So normally the MVP will go to the top player on one of the top teams. So Tatum would be a perfect possibility on this. I also think Shea Alexander, perfect, option. You can always go with Joker. Luca. I mean, there's Ant-Man. So these all come to everybody's mind. I'm going to go with the team that is going to flirt with 500. I think Wemby wins MVP. And I think the reason why is he's going to throw numbers up that are so gaudy that they have no choice but to give it to him. He's going to be that good. Everybody ought to be on alert. Depending on how many minutes Chris Paul can play, seriously, per game, that could be dangerous. And I don't know who's going to stop him. I just don't. Good luck. So that is my pick for MVP. I know I'm going on a limb, but at least I'm not boring. Now, most improved player. This is important to me because this guy has his shot, and he's in Golden State. Jonathan Kuminga could be a top 20, top 25 scorer in this league this year. He has an all-round game, and I believe that he is going to be most improved player. Not only that, I think he's got a shot to make the All-Star game this year and possibly be one of those 3 all teams or whatever they call it. I'm so impressed with his game. This is the year. So I'm going with Jonathan Kuminga to be most improved. We will dive a whole bunch into NBA as we get going. I've only seen 2 games in the preseason so far. So now I want to go to college football a little bit. The reason why I don't talk college is because I believe the guys that talk college are so good at it. And I believe if you want to do it right, you have to spend every waking moment doing it. I would not have the chance to watch the football that I do. I would not have the chance to watch the NBA. I used to watch NASCAR. I've set that aside. That's a different story for a different take. But I wouldn't be doing it justice. But I've seen it's been amazing. The games have been absolutely amazing. Now, the targeting rule. Again, I'm all about players' safety. But on some of these plays, what is the defender supposed to do? Your head is already in that situation. It's not like you had planned this. But, I mean, I don't know how... I don't know. Sometimes it's such a bang-bang play. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I guess what I'm saying is kicking them out of the game. I mean, it's bad enough. You make a mistake, it's a 15-yarder. Maybe they should have something to, I don't know. Then you're getting into, seeing whether it was, where they were actually trying to do it. I don't know how you fix it, but seeing these players get kicked out of games and then half the next game or however it works, when honestly, there's sometimes I'm going, what is the guy supposed to do? I just don't know. So, I don't know. But that Oregon, Ohio State game was great. A lot of the games I've watched have been awesome. Indiana, man, their coach is fun. I'm a huge Michigan fan. Well, I will say something about Michigan, but having him, that guy I love listening to him. Penn State, man, every time I've seen them, they've looked good. Oregon, this is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy the playoffs, and I do watch it. I just don't want to cheat the sport. If I'm not watching what I think, if I don't feel comfortable talking about a sport, then I probably sure as hell should not be talking about it. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. I'd be cheating it. Now, Michigan. Okay, I'm sorry about this quarterbacks, but really with the transfer portal, that's the best quarterback we could have gotten to that position. I hate to put these guys down, but I've watched all the Michigan games. I knew it was going to be rough this year. I didn't know it was going to be this rough. Um, damn. Yeah, we're not good. But you know what? Let's see what happens in the future. I believe in the coach. It was going to be Harbaugh leaving was going to be a problem. I knew it was, but it's tough. You know, it's a lot easier to take this when you win a championship the year before, especially one. I mean, I've only seen the shared championship in my lifetime. So yeah. All right. So the reason why I even tried to do this is for the last 10 years, 12 years or so, I'd go online and I would chat mostly with Green Bay Packer fans. I'm gonna try and do this without crying. So seriously, you should have seen me. You should have seen me when Hutch went down, especially when he reaches up and sacks the guy. What a move! God, Hutch. Oh, love you, Hutch. I've went to order a hat like 4 times, and you're always either out of stock of the one I want or back ordered. So I'm glad that's going well for you. Just get well soon. Um, but I have this relationship with Packers fans where I give them a lot of shit, but I get it back too. And you guys don't get to hear some of that shit. That's why I'm going with no notes this time. The people that I do talk to online say, you know, when you're on YouTube, you're good, but it's not the same because you don't get exactly what's on, the tip of your tongue. The problem with not writing some notes is you're going to F up a lot. But with that being said, I actually had a Packer fan one time tell me, "Do you know why? Do you know why Rodgers never pointed at your fans and said, 'I own your effing ass'?" And so before I can get my answer out, because all of them come to mind. I mean, we suck. But the short version was he didn't have the heart. But this guy went into a 3-minute skit where he took his helmet off. He's pointing, and there's a family of 4 with 2 twin boys, and they're bawling, and they're the way he did it was absolutely perfect. See, that shit's funny. That's funny, man. I actually do love Packer fans. I love the fact that we can do that kind of stuff. And like I said, I don't want to cry here, but it made me cry on Sunday night when Hutch got hurt. So I get back, and I look. Somebody had left me a message, a Packers fan, and it said, "Absolutely sick about Hutch. You guys still have a hell of a team, and we'll see you in a month." Folks, that's sports. That's the way it's supposed to be. Good, I got through that. I was crying because see, you can have fun and still care too. You can, and thank you, very much. The only way that person could have known me is from me talking some shit about either Packer or Packer fans. Now, folks, my name is Jack. Um, this is called Elkwood Sports. If you want to see the last 3 or 4 takes, I think are pretty good. Try and throw some humor in there. It's on YouTube. Elkwood Sports. That's 2 words. Elkwood Sports. And look them up. Like I said, the last 3 or 4 I think you might like. And with basketball season starting now, I can see this ramping up to where my ugly mug is probably going to be on here a lot more. But I want everybody to know something that I believe that sports bring us all together, and I believe that sports are meant to have fun with. And I think it's the only way to do it. So when you're listening to some stuff, especially fan bases, and I said something by Ayuk about 3 weeks ago or something like that. That was before he got injured. I never, ever will make the butt of my joke about an injured player. Do you hear that, Dallas? I will never make a joke about an injured player. If I make a joke before and they get injured after, that's different. But anyways, I love football. I love basketball. And I love NASCAR. I just have given it up for a little bit. So Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Till next time, folks. My name is Jack, Elkwood Sports. Thank you.